Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Got another review for you. This is the newly released Mezco Predator, the original Jungle Hunter. And I gotta be honest, I saw some other reviews and they were great videos, but from what I saw in those videos, I was kind of getting ready to lay into this one, to take it down a peg or two, pointing out some inaccuracies. And now that I have it in hand, I can tell you, spoiler alert, this is probably the best Jungle Hunter action figure, not statue, because there's some incredible Prime 1 and Sideshow pieces over the years, and other companies as well. But as far as posable action figures go, I'm pretty convinced now that this is the best original Jungle Hunter action figure released today, including the Hot Toys one, and all the NECA figures, although I love the NECA figures, especially the quarter scale. I've got a couple of those. But honestly, I think this is the best one released to date. So I hope you enjoy this review. Drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel, make sure you follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333. Enjoy the video, folks. I got this from Nightmare Toys, and it arrived safely and very fast. Now the box is very nice, but I remember when this particular image was first used on a Blu-ray cover in the UK. I don't know about anywhere else in the world, probably, but I instantly recognized it as the Hot Toys 1/6 scale biomask, and I thought, oh, that's cool. They're using a Hot Toys figure for the front cover of their Blu-ray, and that's not the first time that's happened. They also used it on another version of the original Predator movie, the Hot Toys Jungle Hunter figure. You could even see the joint in the arm where it moves and everything. It's a bit weird though that Mezco seemed to be using an image of the Hot Toys biomask for their figure. And I know so many people are going to be watching this thinking that's not the Hot Toys biomask, but I recognize stuff like that. And I've compared it to the actual Hot Toys mask, which is down there. Now obviously the impact wound in the center of the forehead there, that's being obscured by the text and it's been darkened. But if you look at all the other little little scratches and nicks right in the right place, on the exact same position on the Hot Toys biomask, and the eyes, the grid, the mesh is exactly the same as well. So I don't know, could be wrong, there's always a chance, but I'm pretty convinced that that is a picture of the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Jungle Hunter, the original. But if anyone else knows more about that, chime in the comments section. I just thought that was odd, but it does look nice. But I'm pretty sure it's a Hot Toys head sculpt on the front cover of a Mezco 1/12 scale figure. Head scratcher. Right, and we have an awesome spare head. Now one of the reasons I was gonna just point out some things I didn't think were too accurate, and I have to say that all the reviews I did see, they were great reviews, but they were very, very brightly lit, very kind of washed out video footage of the figure, made it look very pale. And the original Jungle Hunter is supposed to have that kind of rotting banana color scheme, and this one he kind of has that. It's not exactly right, but everything else is so on point. I also thought the dreadlocks were too short, but if you pull them forward a little bit over the shoulders, not so much on this side with the plasma caster because it's getting in the way, but as it comes around, you can see the dreads are plenty long, and if you take them forward a little bit over the shoulder, it looks really nice. So I think the dreadlocks are fine now that I see it in person, and the skin tone is pretty damn good. I'll try and get you some outdoor natural light footage as well. nice base. It hasn't got that really smooth surface that's going to scratch. It's a nice rough kind of texture, so this should be fine. His feet plug into it really nicely, good and sturdy. But yeah, back to that point about I think this is the best action figure of the original Predator ever released. I stand by that 100%. I would really recommend this. I think it's even better than the Hot Toys original Jungle Hunter, which I do own. I've modified it and changed the body now, but I really do believe, you know, the armor, the weathering, the proportions, the accuracy of the biomask and all that stuff, really, really impressed. Very on point. And I can't wait to pose him up and have some fun with him. But I'm quite blown away, and I didn't think I was going to be. I thought I'd be quite disappointed with this, but I am very relieved and happy to tell you that I am totally blown away so far. Now I've paused on my phone. Quality's not good, but that's the most the mouth opens when he roars. I paused it at the moment where it's at its widest spread with the mandibles, and obviously there is a big difference. This is more like the classic Predator. It's way too open. It's way too, you know, the mandibles are way too wide open, and I remember thinking that in all the reviews I saw, thinking, well, that's one thing for sure I'm going to mention when I get mine. And it is the case, and the paint's a little bit lacking, to be honest. I mean, I could bring down the brightness a bit, but it doesn't really help much. It's not too bad. But yeah, the mandibles are way too wide open, and it's a lot more like the classic Predator from the third movie rather than the original Jungle Hunter. So he won't be getting a perfect score, but I still think when the biomask is on, and with all the stuff he comes with, I like the light up features and the lovely blue blasting effect that you can put on the plasma caster, and the different length blades and all the different hand sculpts and the skull and spine, which probably could do with a little bit of extra blood on there, which I'll no doubt do. But yeah, even with the inaccuracy of the open mandible look, I still think this is probably the best Predator right now, the original. Now I'll have a look and see what I think once the closed mandibles are on there. They look a bit more accurate. Alright, so with the closed mandibles on, you can see like a little seam there, or transition where it clips in kind of between the eyes there. It's a little bit unsightly. You can wiggle it around and make it better, but I do think with the closed mandibles it's a bit better, but it's the paint really as well. It's quite pale. It definitely doesn't have that rotten banana kind of color scheme going on here. There's no real yellow that I can see, and the eyes are painted quite nicely. So, and I do love the dreads. It's nice that you got the little quills painted on there. Just see the top of the head. Yeah, it's nice, but it's quite a mild paint job. It does look good though, but it's definitely not, you know, seriously accurate or anything like that. But it is a Mezco 1/12 scale figure. I've got a lot of respect for the company. I have seen a lot of their stuff. I've got quite a few of their horror figures here, and I got the utmost respect for Mezco. They do some fine work in my experience anyway. Alright, now with a fair bit of fiddling around, I managed to get all the batteries in to get the red light up feature on the biomask to work, and the blue light for the plasma caster, and it does look fantastic. I'll turn down the lights in a minute and we'll get a look, but I'm very pleased that everything works and looks really nice. Might come around one more time. 3 red dots. Alright, so I've turned most of the lights off and just get a look at this as it comes around. Very nice. So I'll just stop him rotating for a moment so we can concentrate on the light up feature. I think it looks really good. Beautiful light up effect for both sections. Could do a little bit of a black wash on some of the bones here, the trophies around the neck. These are okay, but the one around the neck there I feel could just do the details, bringing out a little bit of a mild black wash or a dark brown wash. I love the details on the bow mask. Just brought some of the dreads around a little bit. I mean, from certain pictures I've seen, it looks like they could be a little bit longer to be totally accurate, but I'm happy enough with them. They're not frustratingly short, your eye doesn't keep going to it. For me it works pretty damn well. Proportions are really good. Doesn't have a double bend elbow, but that cuts down on some of the joints that would be visible. And overall, I think the joints are concealed really well. Now I've just put him in a bit more of a pose here while keeping him on the base. Can't go too crazy with the leg poses while you've got him on here. I mean, you could really just have him running. You could do what you want. One foot peg will hold him in place and the other leg can be positioned to make it look like he's walking forward or running forward. But I just spread the arms a bit. He must be standing up on a branch or top of a cliff, firing down his plasma caster at one of his prey. But I love the tone of the armor, the weathering on it. It's just as good as that original Hot Toys figure. And for the scale, I'm super impressed with how they've managed to pull that off. And give you a full body shot as he comes around. And I just look at it from below. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. That is the original Jungle Hunter, the OG, through and through. I absolutely love the proportions and the way the armor comes together and you're able to move those dreadlocks around. Everything looks so on point. Might have to get the original Big Chap Alien. I think that's coming out soon. That would be a lovely companion piece to this. Now I've removed the plasma caster and the med pack from the back and the shoulder area so that I can bring both sides of the dreads round to kind of show you how positionable they are and the nice length on them. I think he looks really nice like this. I've still got the light up feature going on the biomask. Is that starting to dim? That seems okay. I will have to turn that off and remove the batteries though. I don't want to waste those or have them corrode or anything like that. But I think it looks really nice like this. Getting close. I wonder if over time the gold beads on the dreadlocks will start to fade. That happens a lot with the Hot Toys stuff. Not all of them, but certainly with the Classic and the Jungle Hunter and maybe a few others. I guess time will tell. But that is just awesome looking. I love it, man. I am pretty much in love with the piece. I think Mezco did an outstanding job with this. Don't sleep on it. Let's just take a look at the side profile. Really nicely done. Beautiful work on that armor. Look at that. Just as good as the Hot Toys Jungle Hunter 1/6 scale armor, maybe better. Now, on his wrist communicator, or whatever you want to call that, sorry folks, I'm forgetting the technical terms, but I can't see too much of the red, symbols that would come up when he's doing his thing or self-destructing, but it's alright. That could have been another area that you have a light up feature, but it's just very fiddly. I'm perfectly fine without that. I would always have him with that closed up anyway, so it's not too bad. No complaints really. I mean, even when he's not fiddling with it, I think it blinks and there's little red bits flashing up here and there, so they could have maybe put some little brighter red little paint details to make it look like that, but I'm fine with it. And also the netting is really nicely done on him. You get a look here at the netting and all the cloth section there, very nicely done. I mean, if you were obsessed about it, like I tend to be, you could always maybe do some kind of yellow wash. That's something to consider. I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't sell this. This is a keeper. So that means I'm free to experiment with him over the years. I won't be rushing into it. Definitely going to do a little wash on that bone trophy around the neck though. Bring out the details on that some. Definitely prefer the closed mandible look on the unmasked head because it's more accurate to the jungle hunter to my eye. Like I said before, the upper mandible looks too much like the classic Predator from Predators, the third movie. But this looks really good. And again, with the biomask not present, it kind of lets you see that the dreads are a nice length. Nothing in the way, nothing distracting you. You can see they come down quite nicely. Could be a fraction longer, but pretty damn awesome. I'll get in close on the head sculpt here. Trying to get this view, this angle from the movie. And I think I've managed to get that right. Just as he's moving his mandibles around before he roars at Arnie for calling him an ugly mofo. But yeah, it's pretty damn accurate looking. Alright, so we switched out the mandibles. Definitely too far apart. More of a classic Predator look, but quite aggressive looking. And it's a nice option. But something went wrong there with the research, R&D. You know, because like I showed you, and like all the Predator, original Predator fans know, those mandibles are way too far apart and spread. Just come back a little bit here. It does look really aggressive though. It's a nice look. You know, most folks ain't going to know about the inaccuracy of the mandibles. They're not going to notice that. They're just going to think he looks badass, and there's nothing wrong with that. They got enough things right for me to forgive it. That's for sure. Now he can look up really well, and it also makes the dreads look longer when you do that for some reason, so that's cool. But yeah, head posability is really well done on him. He can look down really far as well. But that looks awesome. You'd have a lot of fun posing him, and I will bring you a separate video, folks, with a big pose session recreating iconic stuff. I just can't quite manage it today. I'm up against the clock. I've got my girlfriend coming around in about an hour, and I've got a lot to do before she gets here. I won't be able to edit this for a little while, but I'll get it done tomorrow. I'm expecting some other really cool stuff to come soon for reviews as well. So it's been busy, but I wanted to get this filmed, and I'll get this uploaded as soon as I can for you. I'm sure, you know, by the time you're watching this, that's no longer an issue. But yeah, love the posability. Now, one of the interchangeable parts is the med kit, which you can swap out with the section that contains the batteries for the light up feature on the plasma cannon. You can swap it out for this bit, or you could just have them holding this. But they're not removable, I don't think, but I've got some beautiful detail on the different little tools that he uses to heal himself and patch himself up. And just get a look at the weathering here. Absolutely blown away by that. It's perfect. Alright folks, I'm going to have to give you my final thoughts. I'll bring you another pose session and other videos on this piece, probably comparing it to the Hot Toys figure and other stuff like that, and NECA figures. We'll do comparisons coming up soon, don't worry. There will be more videos featuring this piece. But this is just the review, and let's see, I've got to give it a score out of 10. Taking into account the slight inaccurate skin tone, which seems very minor considering how great this piece is, and also the inaccurate look of the open mandible look, I'm going to give it a 9.5. I really want to give it a 10, but I have to be, I have to take those things into consideration. So I'll give it a 9.5, which is still ridiculously good score for a piece. 1/12 scale, made by Mezco. Nice price. I forget now what I paid. This is the deluxe version, it said on the packaging when I opened it. The little note that came inside the box and stuff. To be honest, because I bought the Trick or Treat Studios 1/6 scale Michael Myers Halloween 2 figure literally the day after I bought this, so I'm getting mixed up what I paid. But I don't think it was that bad. It was pretty reasonable, and I thought, you know what, for that price it makes sense. I'm a big fan of the original Predator. I might as well try it and see what I think. It'd be a nice fun review to do, and I'm very glad I got him. So they got him at Nightmare Toys. Grab yourself one, don't sleep on it. It's a fantastic piece. It gives 9.5 out of 10 from me. Very, very happy with it, and I'm sure you will be too. Great fun to pose, always looks good, very true to the source material, and yeah, fantastic piece, highly recommend it. Drop a like on the video folks, subscribe to the channel, share the video around with your collector buddies, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Are you going to get it? I will do comparisons coming up soon with the NECA figure and some Hot Toys stuff. I'll see you soon guys, take it easy. Bye-bye.